Today I'm going to talk about how I got the job in Antarctica. I can't really tell you how to get a job in Antarctica because I'm not a recruiter, I'm not a hiring manager, but I can tell you what I did and some of the things I learned along the way. I kept an eye on GHG's website, and last October I applied for two systems administrator positions, one at Palmer Station and one at McMurdo Station. I did not apply for the South Pole Station. That would probably be too intense for me, especially a first time going down there, and I'm going to be doing a winter season. So I applied for those two positions in October, and within a week or two, I received responses saying that my resume had been passed on to the hiring manager or passed on in the next phase in their hiring process or whatever. And so I was like really excited because I don't know, I just hadn't gotten that response before. It's like just that one little step. But then in December, I got an email from the senior system administrator, well, the systems administrator lead, asking me for an interview. I did the technical interview with him, and it went pretty well. He just asked basic questions. It's a Windows system administrator position, so he asked me all these Windows sysadmin questions. He told me that I passed the technical part and that he was going to pass my resume on, and he was like, don't be discouraged if you don't get this job, because other people, were interviewing other candidates, and they select the alternates first. And if you don't get selected, just keep trying because you're in our system now that you meet the technical requirements. So then a couple days later, I got an email from the program manager of the IT and communications at Palmer Station. And this is why it's important to apply for more than one position if you want to be considered for different locations, because it's not just like one person that hires for all the stations. Like, the programs are so big, they have different people at each station. So I spoke with her and it went really well, and I think it was mostly her just telling me about it and kind of gauging like my interest and whether I would be suitable, like personality wise, because you're going to be there, especially in winter. Like, you can't leave once you're there. You're going to be there for like at least 6 months, and you're going to be with other people, the same 19 people in winter at Palmer for the whole time. That's all you're going to see. Yeah. She even asked me, she's like, I know this is a systems administrator position, but you're going to be the only IT person there, so are you okay doing desktop support? Because a lot of systems administrators do not like working with people's desktop problems. So, but I was like, yeah, I actually used to enjoy that when I did it. It just didn't pay as well, so I moved up. But yeah, I'd be happy to. So that went really well too. Then this all went really quickly. By the end of the year, I received an offer, and then I had to start doing the stuff to get, like, you have to do a background check, a drug test, and a whole bunch of medical stuff. And I'll do that in a separate video. This is just really the process that I experienced going through trying to get the job. So the best source of information I've found on jobs in Antarctica is this Antarctica sub on Reddit. And they have a lot of information. Their general FAQ, travel and tourism, books and movies, they have so much information, and specifically the employment FAQ. And it has general questions. I mean, I'm going to just scroll through this. Like, you can go back and find it and read it if you're on Reddit. They have so much information and links to each country's program. And if we go down to USA and see, they even have more information specific to the USA. How do I apply? What's the work like? I mean, it's pretty interesting. So it's just a great source of information. And the thing is, like, the USAP has a lot of information on their site. Like, this USAP participant guide has so much information about how you're going to get there, what you should bring and stuff. But I sometimes have a hard time navigating because there's so much information. So this FAQ has like the main things that you need to look at. So here's the current contractors, and that's actually, most of that is listed on the USAP Jobs and Opportunities site. So we're going to go there, take a look. And again, this has an overview talking about how many people they deploy from the US and support staff. And so that's what we're going to look at. There's science programs and stuff, but for the support staff, it's primarily contractors. And so I'll talk about the top four that I know, that I'm aware of. Leidos, has science project management. It's mostly project management. Like my PM works for Leidos, which I actually used to work for Leidos too, but that's a whole nother thing. So we'll go look and click in it and see what they have at Leidos. And see, they have no jobs matching your search, no current positions on the Antarctic program on their contract. And I mean, that makes sense. Any place you go, you're going to have fewer managers than employees. And also, these are full-time jobs, not seasonal jobs. And most of these other jobs are seasonal. So, Amentum, carpenters, heavy equipment operators, mechanics, electricians. We can go look at their site real quick. And see, they have it filtered by Antarctica. And if you scroll down, there's like pages, 4 pages, 105 jobs. It doesn't even have a meteorologist. We'll go back and we'll look at Ghana IU, and this is where you have a lot of service jobs. They also have things, because I consider Amentum like trades, but this has a lot of trade jobs too. The electrician, carpenter. This has a lot of like what could be entry-level jobs if you're just trying to get your foot in the door, like food clerk. They have a store clerk. Like McMurdo is huge. It's a huge station. They have a hairstylist. It's like its own city. You know, multiple hazardous waste technicians, baker, lineman, all kinds of jobs. Retail clerk, administrative clerk, I mean, just tons. Sous chef. So let's see, we scroll down, like they don't do it by page, but I didn't count how many jobs they have, but it's a lot. And then the company I'm going to work for is GHG, and that's the information technology and communications jobs. And one thing I want to say too, since we're looking at it right now, is here, sign up for job alerts. They all have a job alert. And so if you want to be notified, you know, when they first post the jobs, definitely set up an alert, because they leave the jobs open basically until the people are on site in case they need alternates. And that's my guess. Again, I'm not a recruiter or anything, but they leave the jobs up for a while. So you want to be one of the first people to get your resume submitted so that you're early in the process. So sign up for a job alert, apply for every single position, click on every single position. If you see the same position over and over, or the same position at different stations, click on it and submit your resume for each one. Because the more you do, the more chance you have of getting. And see here at Memordo, you have computer technician, technician lead, technician senior, where at Palmer, there's one systems administrator because it's so small. And that's going to be me this winter, the austral winter. And this is for the following season, the austral summer, which will start probably around October. But we'll click on it anyways. And that was another thing I wanted to talk about. See right here, it tells you if you want to be considered for more than one position, individually apply for every position. But so when I applied, I basically copied and pasted every single thing I qualify for. Like, obviously, I'm not going to lie and talk, like, I'm not a Cisco VoIP person, so I didn't do that. But everything else, if it's something I've done, I copied and pasted it onto my resume. And you're not going to get in trouble for plagiarism because we're not in high school. You're sending your resume in to something that's going to be scanned by a computer program and look for matches of skills. And the closer you are to their exact words, the better chance you have of being contacted. So, yeah. So my main advice, based on my experience, and again, I haven't even been there yet. I haven't really talked to other people to see their experience, but here are my main suggestions. Number one, always keep looking. As a matter of fact, when you go on the sites, on the employment sites, there should be a box that has job alerts. Go ahead and submit a job alert, and that way you'll know when they post the new positions, because they have to do 2 different seasons a year. And that way you know, like, as soon as it's posted, because they leave them up for a long time. So it's probably good to be one of the first people to apply. The other one is apply for everything and don't give up. Because here's one thing I've learned is that if someone that was already there doing the job wants the job, they automatically get it because they already know that they're suitable for the job and they can handle working 6 months in Antarctica. So if you submit a resume and you never get called, that's one reason right there, because what if that person wants to do it for 5 years in a row? You're never going to get called. You might get called for an alternate. They do need alternates because if something happens, like someone gets sick or gets in an accident, they need people who are ready to go like right away. So you could still be an alternate, but just don't be discouraged. Keep trying. Match your resume exactly to the skills that you meet the requirements of, and keep looking.